Part 16. The House of Everything I Created. Author, Yinian Luan Tianji. Chapter 151. Lin Yi looked at the end of the passage, raised his hand and gently placed it on the wall. The spirit moved and blasted out. The wall shook, then shattered, and the fragments rolled to the ground. After a hole appeared in the wall, he and Ai Ching quickly got in. Lin Yi was heading in the direction they came from. He remembered the route he had just escaped from, which was basically a straight line. Now he was going in the opposite direction of this straight line, moving closer to his original position. He kept shooting small stones in his hand, smashing all the cameras that Zhenming Daija had noticed. The monitors in the monitoring room kept finding the shattered screens, and kept reminding the Punisher team of Lin Yi and their location. But if the Punisher team wanted to catch up with Lin Yi, they had to destroy the wall. The wall covered with dark green silk threads firmly stopped their steps, and their spirit could not tear these silk threads. Compared with Lin Yi, they were completely powerless, and Wu Changqing had no way to do anything about it. "Boss, we are in trouble now. We can't catch up with those two guys. I don't know what method they used in the maze to easily break through the wall. But we can't break the wall. The dark green silk thread in the wall is too tough. We can't break it." Hearing Scarface's words, Wu Changqing fell into silence, his face a little solemn. "Okay, you go directly to the exit. If you can block those two people in the maze before they leave, everything will be acceptable. If you can't block them, let them out, and I'll take care of the rest." After giving the last order, Wu Changqing's face was livid. Damn, where did this guy come from who can ignore the weird power? We must find out and report to the organization. This dangerous person must be dealt with. With a deep murderous intent in his eyes, Wu Changqing had an unprecedented fear of Lin Yi. He had never heard of anyone who ignored the weird power. Even if someone who also mastered the weird power could not so easily smash the maze wall covered with dark green silk threads. Looking at the maze sand table in front of him, Wu Changqing's eyes showed a trace of intoxication. 10 years, a full 10 years, and there is still a little bit left. This maze illusion will be completed, a man-made weird illusion. What a great achievement. As long as it is completed, I will definitely be reused by the organization, and it is not impossible to leap into the upper echelons of the organization. No one can stop me. His eyes showed a crazy light. Wu Changqing's whole body was shining in the dark green light, looking very strange and distorted. At this time, he did not notice that a strange face that seemed to be there and not there was flashing in the dark green light behind him. This face was very strange, faint, and hazy. It had no eyes or nose, only a deep, egg-sized mouth on the face. It seemed to be looking at Wu Changqing, and a dark green smoke appeared in the empty hole of its mouth and blew towards Wu Changqing. This smoke slowly rushed into Wu Changqing's body. Everything was moving in an unknown direction, and Wu Changqing had no idea what was happening. At this time, a race against time was going on in the maze. The Punisher team began to play to their strengths and headed for secret doors one after another according to the instructions of the tablet in their hands. They quickly approached the exit of the underground maze, and on the other side, Lin Yi relied on his ability to break through walls and return to the place where he first came into contact with the Punisher team. After returning here, his eyes once again caught the traces of himself and Ai Ching left in the air and on the ground. He identified the direction a little bit and quickly moved forward on the road he came from, breaking through all obstacles. Time passed quickly, and in a blink of an eye, 10 minutes had passed, and Lin Yi and Ai Ching had arrived at the exit. Lin Yi's eyes moved to the extreme, and the True Destiny Daoji swept across the entire exit. He was catching whether there were traces of the breath of those mysterious pursuers here. If the other party reached the exit first, they would be trapped. At this critical moment, it was not wrong for Lin Yi to be cautious. After a few seconds, Lin Yi was sure that the pursuers had not reached the exit yet. Without hesitation, he immediately said to Ai Ching, "Let's go." They walked quickly towards the entrance of the underground maze from when they came. The waitress with a good figure was still outside. Seeing the two of them coming out, she smiled and said, "Welcome again." Lin Yi and Ai Ching nodded, expressionless, and quickly left here. In the monitoring room, the monitors who were monitoring everything here looked ugly. One of them said to the communicator, "Boss, they are one step faster and have left." Another monitor in the monitoring room contacted the Punisher squad. "No need to chase, they are out, you are one step slower." Wu Changqing listened to the message in the communicator, and his eyes burst into anger. "Damn, they are all trash. Go back to work, and report immediately if there is such a dangerous person again." Being scolded by the boss, the monitor's face was livid, but he had to bow his head under the eaves, and whispered respectfully, "Yes, boss." The monitoring room was depressed, and everyone's heart was solemn. They felt that this matter would not end so easily. After walking out of the horror maze area, Lin Yi and Ai Ching left Xuanhuan amusement park without stopping. Standing outside the gate of the amusement park, Lin Yi said, "Now the problem of the missing has been found out. They should all have died in the underground maze. You also have the video. Our mission should be over." Ai Ching nodded, "I just asked you to find out the truth. Now it can be confirmed that the underground maze is operated by someone, carrying out some unknown illegal activities. With the video, I will call the police immediately and upload it to the internet. I will also write an article for tomorrow's newspaper. With 3 sides, no one can cover up this matter." Lin Yi nodded after listening to Ai Ching's words. "It seems that you are very experienced, so you should work hard. I wish you a smooth uncovering of the truth. When will you pay the balance?" Ai Ching nodded, "Don't worry, I will pay it tomorrow." "Happy cooperation, welcome to your next visit." Ai Ching and Lin Yi each stopped a taxi and left. In the taxi, Lin Yi made a phone call. Beep beep. Soon, a voice came from the other end of the phone, "Mr. Lin, what happened?" "Huang Yiming, I'm reporting something." Huang Yiming was stunned when he heard this, and then said, "Mr. Lin, what do you want to report?" "As an external specialist, it is my duty to report special incidents." "Of course, Mr. Lin, we will investigate your report as soon as possible." The House of Everything I Created. Author, Yinian Luan Tianji. Chapter 152. That's good, you know Xuanhuan Amusement Park. Huang Yiming nodded, "I know, that is the largest amusement park in Honglian City. It was built 12 years ago. Wu Changqing, the chairman of Xuanhuan Amusement Park, is the subject of investigation that we have paid attention to." Lin Yi was very surprised when he heard this. "Hey, what, he has a problem?" "Yes, we received a tip. His Xuanhuan amusement park funds seem to be related to the #1 terrorist organization in the Red Lotus world, White Gloves. Taiwan Novel Network Rightward Arrow. So we have been monitoring him for a while, and our blood department happened to be responsible for it." Lin Yi suddenly realized after hearing this, "So that's it, what I want to report this time is related to him." Huang Yiming became more energetic after hearing this. "What's going on?" "I received an order to investigate 3 tourists who disappeared in the amusement park 3 days ago. The client and I went to the amusement park and entered the underground maze in the horror maze area. What do you think we found?" "What?" Huang Yiming became more and more curious. "We found a room full of bodies, including one of the 3 missing tourists. There are still a few bodies that I don't recognize, but they are probably people who disappeared in the amusement park. After we discovered these bodies, a mysterious gunman appeared within a few minutes. If we hadn't run fast, we would have been dead. And I also discovered that there are strange things in this maze. A strange object that can permeate the maze with power. According to my feeling, It is very similar to a strange illusion. But it doesn't seem to be the case. There are some differences. Hearing this, Huan Yiming became nervous instantly. Weird fantasy, Mr. Lin, this is no joke. I've been to that underground maze. It's huge. If it's a weird illusion, it's a matter of piercing the sky. Lin Yi smiled slightly when he heard this. I just said it was somewhat similar, I don't know the specifics. This maze has been built for more than 10 years and has hidden so many corpses. No matter how you look at it, there seems to be a conspiracy hidden there. That's why I'm informing you that my order for this matter has been completed. What to do next is your business. Huan Yiming looked solemn on the other end of the phone. Thank you very much for the news, Mr. Lin. We will launch an investigation as soon as possible. If the situation is true, I will report it to the headquarters and give you the rewards you deserve. When Lin Yi heard this, his eyes instantly turned into dollar signs. That's really worth looking forward to. By the way, let me remind you that there were 5 gunmen chasing us at that time. But I guess there are more than this number of people in the maze. Huan Yiming nodded, a cruel sneer appearing on the corner of his mouth. Mr. Lin, please rest assured, the Empire is short of everything except people. Lin Yi smiled slightly when he heard this. That's right, it's an empire after all, ha ha ha, then I look forward to good news from you. After hanging up the phone, a smile appeared on Lin Yi's face. The underground maze was very dangerous. Even if he brought all the strange objects with him, Lin Yi was not willing to enter it. Although there seemed to be a very strange thing there, he didn't want to risk his life for money. Just in time to notify the blood department, this matter is also within their management scope. If the matter is completed, a reward will be issued, which is an unexpected happy event. At this time, Lin Yi's heart moved. By the way, it seems that Yan Menjiao is also tracking various strange objects. Maybe we can sell this information to her and make some money from her. Ai Ching will definitely reveal this news tomorrow. This news is only worth today. Thinking of this, Lin Yi's face showed a bright smile, and dollar signs seemed to appear in his eyes. Lin Yi recalled the number Yan Menjiao had given him. I quickly dialed the number, and after 2 beeps, a cold female voice spoke from the other side. Who? Hey, Yan Menjiao, I'm Lin Yi, the store manager of Wanchaiwu. Lin Yi? Why do you have time to call me? On the other side of the phone, Yan Menjiao was in darkness. Her whole body was filled with faint black flames, like a queen of flames. Something happened. Lin Yi smiled and said, of course there is something. I have the latest message here, which is about a suspected strange illusion. You seem to be looking for traces of these weird things, right? Do you want them? Yan Menjiao, who was opposite, frowned in the darkness. Of course I want it, you can make an offer. Lin Yi nodded. 100 gold coins, it's not a loss to buy this news. 100 pieces. You're like a lion. You can give me 10 pieces at most. 10 coins. Are you sending a beggar? 90 coins. 20 pieces. After some arguing, an agreement was reached with 50 gold coins, with Yan Menjiao paying first. Ding dong. The sound of the payment app rang on the phone, and a smile appeared on Lin Yi's face. Okay, the account has arrived. Listen carefully. Lin Yi quickly explained everything he encountered in the underground maze to Yan Menjiao in detail, and reminded him to watch the news tomorrow. At this time, his taxi also arrived in front of Wanchaiwu. Lin Yi looked at the strange look on the driver's face and knew that the driver had heard what he said just now and thought there was something wrong with his head, so he said some strange things. After all, ordinary people don't know anything about this. However, Lin Yi never cared about other people's opinions. He smiled indifferently, paid the fare and got off the car. Ring ring ring. Back at the Wanchaiwu, Brandy saw Lin Yi coming back and hurriedly called out, Manager, you are back. Lin Yi saw a trace of fear on his face. What's wrong? You look scared. Manager, that absinthe is too weird, Brandy said, glancing at the absinthe standing in the corner of the hall. At this time, he shrank in the shadows, like a devil in the dark, staring at Brandy, making him uncomfortable. He's always staring at me, appearing and disappearing mysteriously, and always with a weird smile on his face. It's so creepy, manager, can you tell him not to do that? I'm so scared, and it affects the reception of customers. Looking at Brandy's frightened look, Lin Yi smiled and said, isn't this good? You can exercise your courage. He's not a human being. Do you still want him to live like a human being? Maybe he will go crazy. Don't worry, just pretend he doesn't exist and get used to it. Seeing that Lin Yi didn't seem to want to ask about it, Brandy opened his mouth and hid in the bar dejectedly. He continued his fumbling work, not knowing what he was doing. It was almost evening, and today's task took Lin Yi a lot of time. Give me a dinner. Okay, manager. A few minutes later, sitting in front of a table of big meals, Lin Yi ate while flipping through mobile phone apps and browsing various forums and news. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The House of Everything I Created. Author, Yinian Luan Tianji. Chapter 153. Soon, a piece of news suddenly swept the major websites and jumped to the top of the forum. After clicking in, there was a video, and a software-synthesized voice quickly sounded in it. Xuanhuan Amusement Park in Honglian City, the underground maze in the horror maze area is a hidden slaughterhouse. After investigation, my companions and I found the corpse room hidden inside the maze. Because it was an accident, we just recorded it as evidence. Then there was a series of various analyses, various revelations about Xuanhuan Amusement Park, and the disappearance of tourists. From the initial establishment to all the suspected incidents that have been experienced so far, they have been dug out. For a time, major forums exploded, and countless people were discussing this matter. After all, there were various scenes of Ai Ching and Lin Yi avoiding pursuers and breaking through walls in the picture, which were very real. However, in all the pictures, the faces of the two were mosaicked, and it was obvious that Ai Ching did not want to reveal his identity. At the Honglian City Imperial Police Station, Wade, the highest authority, was talking to someone. Wu Changqing, this matter has just gone viral. I'm afraid it will be difficult to handle. Prepare your own way out. As he said, he hung up the phone. This guy is really looking for death. If it hadn't been exposed, it would have been fine. If it had been exposed, who would dare to cover it up at will? On the other end of the phone, Wu Changqing's face was gloomy, and he instantly crushed the phone in his hand, obviously very angry. Damn guy, he took so much money from me, and wanted to get rid of me when something went wrong. How could it be so simple? As he said, he took out another communicator, and a sneer appeared at the corner of his mouth. It's still unknown who will win, you can't stop me. Dialed the other end of the communicator, Xiao Yang, publish this information as I said. Lin Yi was browsing the news about this matter on the forum, and he was very interested in what other people would say. At this moment, a message caught his attention. Xuanhuan Amusement Park explained. The message was followed by a link. Lin Yi looked at it and clicked it. A beautiful woman in a professional hip skirt suit was sitting behind a desk. On the wall behind the desk, there are several big characters Xuanhuan Amusement Park. Obviously, this is where she works. She said to the microphone in a delicate voice, "Dear friends, our Xuanhuan Amusement Park has been opened in Honglian City for more than 10 years. It has a deep reputation and is engaged in various charitable activities. It is absolutely impossible for such a thing to happen. This is naked slander. These videos are obviously edited and modified. Please don't believe it. In order to prove the innocence of our Xuanhuan amusement park, we will open the entire underground maze park on Saturday. Everyone can come and visit at will. You can see it with your own eyes. Our maze is absolutely safe. There is no problem with any video. Lin Yi looked at the performance of the spokesperson of the Xuanhuan amusement park, and a hint of surprise appeared in his eyes. Interesting, what tricks does this Xuanhuan amusement park plan to play? Lin Yi was a little confused. As soon as the news came out, it immediately exploded. Countless people were discussing whether to go and see it. Especially young people, they felt the excitement of exploring the mystery and were very excited. The internet is an information age, and news always spreads at an astonishing speed. Lin Yi's eyes showed a hint of strangeness. People? Why did Xuanhuan amusement park gather so many people? He keenly noticed the problem and immediately thought of the scene he saw in the maze. Countless grievances were absorbed by the dark green silk thread and became part of it. First of all, the power of this strange object has a huge range of influence, similar to something in a strange fantasy. Then it must need energy. Judging from the absorption of resentment, it needs a kind of energy. And this maze seems to be in an unfinished state. So what problems will it cause if I Ching and I expose the case that happened in the maze? First, it will be sealed and then investigated. This will be a huge trouble for the owner of this maze. Secondly, the way Xuanhuan amusement park responds is to release information explanations and invite people to check and prove their innocence. Thinking of this, the answer is about to come out. No way, does this Xuanhuan amusement park want to kill all the people who go in. Then let these people generate resentment in the process, be absorbed by the maze, and complete the transformation of the maze. Lin Yi's face suddenly became serious when he thought of this. If it is true, it would be too serious. If there is a problem, the empire will go crazy with such a high death rate. Maybe I will be implicated. Someone will always have to take the blame, and I, the whistleblower, may be thrown out. Lin Yi knows the nature of the empire's system too well. Because of my report, I may be made into a subordinate of Xuanhuan amusement park. Deliberately provide false clues to confuse the empire, and create a series of false evidence after arrest, and finally make me a scapegoat. No wonder Ai Ching also hid his identity. He must be vigilant about this matter. Thinking of this, Lin Yi couldn't help but feel annoyed. He seemed to have made a wrong decision. I shouldn't have notified Huang Yiming. Now I have to make amends. Thinking of this, Lin Yi immediately contacted Ai Ching and called him. Dudu. Mr. Lin, what's the matter? Ai Ching, we need to talk. What? Half an hour later, Ai Ching arrived at Wanchaiwu. In the reception room on the second floor of Wanchaiwu, Lin Yi looked at Ai Ching from the sofa. Did you see the explanation and invitation issued by Xuanhuan amusement park just now? I saw it, but I'm very confused as to what they want to do. Ai Ching's face was full of doubts. I roughly guessed what they wanted to do, so I came to you. Ai Ching's eyes lit up when he heard this. What are you doing? They wanted to blood sacrifice those people and then complete some kind of evil object. Hearing this, Ai Ching was stunned, and then said with a look of disbelief, isn't it possible? Are they looking for death? If we really do such a thing, no one can save them, and the empire will never allow it. The death of hundreds or even thousands of people is going to shatter the sky. Lin Yi shook his head. Wrong, if they complete this thing, they will leave Red Lotus City and disappear. There's nothing the empire can do against them. Ai Ching's face froze when he heard this, and he became more serious, thinking of all the information he had received since the world changed. This kind of sacrifice of human life is not impossible, although it is beyond common sense. The House of Everything I Created. Author, Yinian Luan Tianji. Chapter 154. Now, All the performances of Xuanhuan amusement park are obviously in line with Lin Yi's speculation. Taking a deep breath, Ai Ching understood the seriousness of the matter. Then what do you want to do? Lin Yi smiled slightly. It's very simple, you help me record a video, and we will play it out. Use the account you uploaded the video just now, and when everyone sees it, they will know that it is your follow-up production. After sensing this terrifying danger, I am afraid these people will hesitate even if they are curious. At the same time, we are also reminding the Empire. At that time, they will not let these people enter the underground maze. I hope readers will remember our domain name Taiwan Novel Network Rightward Arrow. Blockade will become inevitable, and Xuanhuan group will be dead. Ai Ching's eyes lit up when he heard this. Lin Yi's plan is perfect and quite useful. Without delay, Ai Ching immediately used his mobile phone to record Lin Yi. Lin Yi, on the other hand, began to explain the incident to the camera. Of course, the matter of the strange object was concealed. Some kind of evil practice method was used as a substitute. After the recording was completed, Ai Ching immediately used a laptop to edit the recording. Half an hour later, the second video was uploaded to the internet. At this time, a large video website, chingeu.com. The number of hits on the first video uploaded by Ai Ching has reached hundreds of millions. The number of views of the explanation video from Xuanhuan group has also reached hundreds of millions, and countless discussions have passed through the video barrages on both sides. Countless people are commenting, and then they are roughly divided into two directions. One faction argues that Xuanhuan group is committing a dangerous crime and must have moved the body and cleaned up the scene long ago. The explanation is just a way to make up for the loss. Even if they go to check, they will not find anything. The other faction argues that Xuanhuan group was framed by someone. They also cited the capital flow of countless business competitors, and some hidden people are constantly leading the rhythm. The camps on both sides have spread from chingeu.com to major apps. Even on the Tide app, edited videos appeared, and even the explanations of these bloggers were attached. Lin Yi and Ai Ching watched the fierce debate, and Lin Yi said, "You see, this situation is actually very serious. The two factions are tit for tat, which has aroused a huge topic. The more topical it is, the more attention it attracts. No matter which faction wins in the end, it will bring a large number of people into the underground maze to explore. If everything goes as I thought, you can imagine how tragic the result will be." Ai Ching also looked serious at this time. Then let's start uploading videos. We must break the plan of Xuanhuan group. I'm afraid you will have to go out in person and debate with them on the internet. Ai Ching nodded when he heard this, knowing what was going on. I understand, don't worry. Lin Yi did not tell Ai Ching that he was worried about being used as a scapegoat and came up with this plan. One's own weaknesses cannot be told to others at will, and Lin Yi smiled. The video was uploaded quickly, and it was only a dozen minutes of video in total. The original author of the first video uploaded the second video, which immediately attracted the attention of countless netizens. A mosaic and sound-processed image appeared in the video. Ai Ching's processed voice sounded, "This is my companion who entered the underground maze with me. Based on our experience in the maze and the current response from Xuanhuan amusement park, he has something to say. Now please listen carefully, this matter is very important." The end turned to Lin Yi, his voice was also processed, and the picture was full of mosaics. This incident is not that simple, there are many secrets hidden in it. I don't know exactly what these secrets are. But based on my observations of it in the maze, I found some problems. This maze has some unknown power, which is a supernatural phenomenon. Why is there a corpse hiding area in the maze, and it is built on a mass grave in the past? After we came out to expose the corpse hiding room, why did Xuanhuan amusement park explain and invite everyone to check it out? The things hidden in it are extraordinary. I'm afraid Xuanhuan amusement park has evil purposes. It wants to create something like a vengeful spirit. I am a martial arts practitioner. Because of the skills, my eyes can see many things that ordinary people can't see. If my guess is correct, this ghost-like thing should be the entire underground maze. They want to create a huge ghost maze. And once you go to the maze tomorrow, I'm afraid you will never come back. You may become the sacrifice of this maze, and Xuanhuan amusement park will kill you all. I know many people feel incredible and dare not believe that the Empire will not let Xuanhuan group go, etc. But have you ever thought that once Xuanhuan amusement park completes the ghost maze, will they stay there and wait for the Empire to encircle and suppress them? I'm afraid they have already taken the maze away. This is the era after the world changes. It is full of countless unknowns. Hot weapons are powerful, but they are not invincible in the face of such an illusory thing as ghosts. Hot weapons are useless, so these evil elements may use any means. For everyone's safety, I hope you will not go to Xuanhuan amusement park before the Empire gives the final investigation results. This is to ensure your own safety. Don't lose your life because of curiosity. That's all I have to say. The camera turned to Ai Ching, and he said seriously, "Dear netizens, I am the shooter and producer of the video. We risk our lives to expose the truth in order to expose the danger and evil of Xuanhuan group. So now everyone must not go to Xuanhuan group and wait for the Empire's investigation results. We don't want anyone to be in danger because of this video." The video ends here, and the entire comment area exploded instantly. Countless discussion bullet screens were flooded, and countless people were discussing possibilities and authenticity. 19th floor, it can't be true, ghosts, mazes, blood sacrifices, it's really exciting. 25th floor, it is very likely to be true. Wow, now the supernatural power is rapidly entering the historical stage. 78th floor, this is a major contemporary event, to save face. 99th floor, I dare not go, I dare not go, it is too scary, if it is true. Countless comments kept flashing, and this video quickly triggered countless discussions. Buzz buzz buzz. The phone vibrated, and after Lin Yi answered the call, a voice rang out. "Mr. Lin, did you upload that video?" Huang Yiming's voice sounded a little anxious. "The House of Everything I Created." Author, Yinian Luan Tianji. Chapter 155. Yes, I uploaded it, but the content has been slightly modified. The Xuanhuan group is probably trying to complete a weird object, and it is a weird object that can create weird illusions. So be careful. Huang Yiming looked serious on the other side of the phone. Understood. I have informed the minister and deputy minister and they are on their way back. Lin Yi smiled and said, "I'll give you a suggestion. It's best to seal off Xuanhuan amusement park. No one is allowed to enter or exit. There is definitely something wrong with this Xuanhuan amusement park. You'd better prepare enough combat power. It's not easy in the maze." Huang Yiming nodded. "Okay, Mr. Lin, the clues you provided are very important. If it is true, this time it will be a big contribution." Lin Yi laughed. "This is a due responsibility." Ai Ching watched Lin Yi hang up the phone and asked thoughtfully, "Are you in contact with the official empire?" "Yes, so this matter will soon be taken over by the men in black who specialize in dealing with ghost incidents. We just have to see the results." In the center of the underground maze of Xuanhuan amusement park, Wu Changqing looked angry. "Damn, how are these two guys so smart? Damn it, damn it." Boundless anger, fear showed in his eyes. He is very aware of the terror of the empire. If this matter spreads, someone will definitely come to investigate. The matter cannot be concealed. Now he has only one choice. Run away as far as you can, otherwise you will die. Damn it, 10 years of hard work. The anger almost drove him crazy, but he could only knock out his teeth and swallow the blood. His whole body was filled with green light, and he quickly moved towards the huge maze sand table in front of him. The sand table shrank rapidly under the dark green light, becoming only the size of a palm in a few minutes. Fortunately, the prototype of the maze is still preserved. As long as there is a chance, I can be promoted again. I remember this grudge. No matter who you are, I will definitely find you. A cold voice sounded in Wu Changqing's mouth, full of resentment. That night, the men in black sent people to quickly blockade and arrest Xuanhuan amusement park. All Xuanhuan amusement park personnel were intercepted for investigation. Among them, the underground maze received special attention from the men in black, and at least 3 teams of nearly 20 people were dispatched. Everyone is armed to the teeth, and there are 6 masters of human immortality alone. This power is enough to destroy any small strange organization. The team of monitors and punishers who remained in the maze had no idea that their boss Wu Changqing had escaped long ago. Completely abandoned and turned into an outcast, he was helpless against the wolf-like team of men in black. In just a few hours, Xuanhuan amusement park was completely controlled. The results of the overnight interrogation and investigation came out quickly. Wu Changqing has a huge problem. In more than 10 years, he has caused at least hundreds of disappearances in the underground labyrinth. Most of these people were traveling to Honglian City, so their disappearances were reported. But no one has ever thought of the amusement park. It was only after 3 locals disappeared unexpectedly in the amusement park recently that it attracted attention. Wu Changqing was quickly placed on the wanted list, with a reward of 1,000 gold coins, which immediately aroused the enthusiasm of bounty hunters. There are checkpoints everywhere outside Red Lotus City, and the fugitive is being searched carefully. There is a building next to Huaishu Street in Honglian City. In a room on the first floor, Wu Changqing was sitting on the sofa looking at his mobile phone. His photo has been published on all major networks, and he will be recognized immediately once he goes out. He never thought that he would be forced to this point so easily. Fortunately, I was prepared for such a day. There was a cold light in his eyes, and Wu Changqing clenched his fist with his left hand. Who are those 2 people? He flipped through the gallery on his phone, and there was a video in it. It was a scene of Lin Yi and Ai Qing fighting in a maze. Apparently it was something he downloaded via a monitor. Thinking of this, a sneer appeared at the corner of his mouth. Don't think that you are the only ones who can do human flesh online. Opening the video editing app on his mobile phone, Wu Changqing got familiar with it a little and then produced a simple video. Then he entered various behaviors and deeds of the 2 people in the maze on the video. He wrote a very boastful story about them. He then uploaded the video to qingyu.com, the website where the video was originally posted. Big title: Want to know who the hero of the Xuanhuan amusement park incident is? Come and see. After the video was uploaded, within a few minutes, the number of views began to skyrocket. Countless people have commented below this video because it was shot from a different angle than the original video. So it was quickly confirmed to be true, sparking a rapidly expanding commentary. In a short period of time, the 2 of them were killed. Someone commented, "I know who the man in the jacket is. He is the store manager of the Red Lotus City Master House. I've met him too, and I went to his house to eat steak. It tasted great. I know another one, that's reporter Ai Cheng. His home is right next to mine, at number 44 Xuanglin Road." Wu Changqing, who had been carefully capturing the content of the comments, had a sneer on his lips. If you find it, you can't escape even if you retaliate in the same way. Before I leave, I'll kill you first. It was only a dozen minutes since he uploaded the video. At this moment, Wu Changqing's face suddenly froze, his pupils shrank, and he looked out the door. A woman with black fire all over her body stood outside the door. Hula! A piece of black fire swept across the door, and the door turned directly into countless red iron water and fell to the ground. She walked in calmly. Seeing the person coming, Wu Changqing's face suddenly froze. Hospital intern death fire Yan Menjao. How did you find me? Yan Menjiao's eyes were cold. White gloves researcher Wu Changqing, I didn't expect you to still study artificial weird illusions. Give you a choice, hand over the weird things, surrender obediently, I can spare your life and imprison you in the weird prison. Otherwise, die. Wu Changqing has entered the combat state, with goosebumps all over his body. He is very clear about the horror of the death fire. A well-known master of the younger generation of the hospital, mastering the weird power of death black fire, a flame that can burn everything. It has unimaginable destructive power for life. Once it is touched, the flame will not go out unless the life is extinguished. The strange object in Wu Changqing's hands is not good at direct combat, and he has no chance of winning against Yan Menjiao. Thinking of this, he shouted, "Watch this." As soon as the words fell, a dark green light shot out from his hand and blasted towards Yan Menjiao. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The House of Everything I Created. Author, Yinian Luan Tianji. Chapter 156. As fast as a cannonball, it fell in front of Yan Menjiao in an instant. Yan Menjiao sneered and raised her hand to blast down a stream of black fire. Just as the black fire and the dark green light ball were about to collide, the dark green light exploded and enveloped the entire room. In an instant, the room seemed to be distorted and changed, turning into a dark green color. The internal structure also underwent a huge change, and everything was completed in an instant. I hope readers will remember our domain name Taiwan Novel Network rightward arrow. The dark green light dissipated, and the black fire blasted by Yan Menjiao exploded at this moment and hit a wall. The black fire and the wall collided violently, and the next moment the wall exploded directly. Yan Menjiao showed a trace of coldness on her face. She found herself in an unknown passage. She was still in the hall just now. One step out of the wall cave, surrounded by walls and passages, the original room has changed. This is a strange spatial force, and it is indeed a force similar to a strange illusion. Are they really going to succeed? Although this thought flashed through her mind, Yan Menjiao did not pause at all. The black fire raged like it was free, blasting towards the dark green walls around. Amidst the muffled sounds, all the walls were blown open. As these walls were blown open, the room began to quickly restore its original color. The dark green light retreated and turned into a cracked brick wall, and the room began to restore its original structure. The surrounding walls have all collapsed, turning into a 100 square meter large flat. Yan Menjiao looked around, and Wu Changqing had already disappeared. Frowning, a cold light flashed in his eyes. This guy ran very fast. A pink mobile phone appeared in his hand. Continue to search for traces of Wu Changqing. This guy has escaped for the time being. A somewhat annoyed male voice sounded from the other side. You are too weak. I gave you the position, and you also let him run away. Yan Menjiao sneered. The battlefield changes rapidly. Who can guarantee to catch the enemy? Hurry up, he hasn't gone far. Okay, wait for my call. Yan Menjiao hung up the phone and jumped out of the broken window in a flash. Although she practiced strange power, she also practiced martial arts at the same time. This is a tradition since ancient times. Outside the window is an alley. Obviously, Wu Changqing had considered retreating when he first bought the apartment. The eyes turned cold. It's cunning, but you can't run away. Across from the phone call with Yan Menjiao just now, in a mysterious room. The ground, ceiling, and walls here are full of cables everywhere. A man sat in the middle of the room, with long hair, like tentacles, connecting the countless cables. A strange force was exchanging some information with the cables. He closed his eyes, and countless images flashed in the deepest part of his mind. Among these images, there were images of various areas in Honglian City. It was obvious that this mysterious man was monitoring Honglian City through these cables, and this method was very amazing. Soon he saw his target, walking in a dark alley in one direction. At this time, Wu Changqing's eyes flashed with viciousness and resentment, as if he wanted to do something. The mysterious man frowned and thought of the information he had just investigated. That direction seems to be where a person named Ai Ching lives, one of the initiators of this incident. Are you going to take revenge? What a stupid guy, blinded by anger. With a thought in his mind, a message was sent to Yan Menjiao's mobile phone. Wu Changqing went to seek revenge, and his target is number 44 Xuanhuan Road. The home of reporter Ai Ching, the producer of the first Xuanhuan amusement park video. You can go wherever he wants to catch him, the route is already in your phone. Looking at the message that just came from her phone, Yan Menjiao had a satisfied smile on her lips. I won't let you get away this time. With a cold light flashing in her eyes, Yan Menjiao left quickly and headed towards the map in her phone. At this time, in another direction of Honglian City, a figure was also walking towards Xuanglin Road. This man was wearing a mask and his hoodie was covering his head, so he couldn't tell what he looked like. But his eyes were cold and filled with crazy reason. If Lin Yi was here, he would recognize him at a glance. This guy is Mo Bai, the white glove genius who came to the door last time in the weird Rubik's Cube incident. He was like a ghost, walking on the streets at night, and almost no one noticed him. Only on his way forward, he would leave black frost footprints, which were almost invisible if he didn't look carefully. After a few seconds, these black frost footprints will automatically melt and disappear. Ai Ching has returned to his residence and is preparing a report that will be published in the newspaper of his newspaper tomorrow. Today can be said to be a big harvest, destroying the Xuanhuan amusement park that hides evil in one fell swoop. Although it is a pity that Wu Changqing ran away, he believes that with the efforts of the empire, this man will be caught sooner or later. At this time, he has finished typing the last line of the report. Justice may be late, but it will definitely come. With a trace of firmness on his face, Ai Ching nodded with satisfaction. I will always be a fighter for justice and never compromise. He seemed to be encouraging himself. As a reporter who has offended many people, he often faces danger. But he still did not change his mind. This was his original intention, to become a journalist, to fight for justice. It was also his life motto. Boom. With a muffled sound, the door of Ai Ching's house was blown open. The huge sound immediately stimulated Ai Ching, and he turned over and stood up from his chair. At the same time, he took out an unopened narrow knife from under the table. 1 meter long, 2 fingers wide, and the handle was 20 centimeters long. Ai Ching looked at the door, and a figure walked in from there, with a dark green light all over his body. His pupils shrank, and his face changed drastically. Wu Changqing. When Wu Changqing saw Ai Ching, a hideous smile appeared in his eyes, and then a dark green light shone from him. The whole room turned into a dark green light. When the light dimmed, Ai Ching's face changed. The surroundings had become a maze. He was in a passage, and the original window behind him became a dead end. 5 meters away was Wu Changqing. There were 2 passages next to him, and he was blocked here. A shudder rose from his heart, and Ai Ching felt a danger of death. Wu Changqing walked towards Ai Ching with a ferocious smile. Ai Ching, you have hurt me so much. All these years of accumulation were destroyed in one day. What do you think I should do with you? With a ferocious smile, Wu Changqing waved his hand, and countless dark green silk threads rushed out from the surrounding walls. They enveloped Ai Ching from all corners. Ai Ching's heart trembled, and he immediately exerted all his strength. The knife in his hand flashed, and he chopped at the dark green silk threads rushing from all directions. The House of Everything I Created. Author, Yinian Luan Tianji. Chapter 157. Bang. I hope readers will remember our domain name Taiwan Novel Network rightward arrow dot. With a slight sound, Ai Ching's knife was directly bounced away, and the dark green silk threads could not be hurt at all. The next moment, the silk threads had entangled his hands, feet, and body. A huge force pulled Ai Ching into a human shape and fell in the air. A trace of panic appeared on Ai Ching's face, but he forced himself to calm down. Wu Changqing, what do you want to do? You are already wanted. You dare to come to me now, are you not afraid of death? Wu Changqing's face was completely distorted, and he seemed to be in a kind of frenzy. He didn't see that behind him, the weird illusory face appeared again. A stream of dark green breath was exhaled from the mouth of this weird face and blew into his body. The skin on his back began to appear weird dark green spots, which were slowly and steadily spreading to his body. Afraid of death? Why should I be afraid of death, just because of those good-for-nothings in black? He, let me tell you, I'm never afraid of them. I'm a member of the world's greatest weird organization, the White Gloves. We have countless means to evade their investigation. What can a mortal empire do to us? Ha ha ha, now you should worry about yourself. I'm going to cut you into pieces and watch you scream to death. Don't worry, this room has been sealed, and people outside won't know what happened here. Even the family opposite you won't know. Ha ha ha, then let's get started. Where should we start first? To prevent you from escaping, let's start with the legs. Ai Ching looked at Wu Changqing who was approaching, and his face finally showed a trace of fear. He didn't know what the other party was going to do. Wu Changqing snapped his fingers, and more dark green silk threads spread out from the surrounding walls in front of Ai Ching. These dark green silk threads quickly merged into a dark green knife, and then fell towards his legs. Wu Changqing had a weird smile on his face, and a few dark green marks and spots began to appear on his face, but he seemed to have not noticed it at all. He just waved his right hand in the air, and the dark green knife cut towards Ai Ching's leg, and severe pain came. Ai Ching screamed in pain, "Ah! It hurts." Wu Changqing laughed excitedly, "Scream, keep screaming, no one can save you." His hands began to wave wildly, screams continued to sound, and Ai Ching's whole body was shaking because of the severe pain. At this time, Wu Changqing smiled ghostly, "By the way, I can't let you bleed too much and die." With a wave of his hand, countless silk threads quickly wrapped around Ai Ching's thigh, and the huge force stopped the bleeding. Ai Ching, who was dying and looking pale, had anger in his eyes. "Wu Changqing, you will not die well. I will not let you go even if I become a ghost." Wu Changqing had a happy expression on his face when he heard this. "Ha ha ha, you can't do anything, this is retribution. Don't worry, the night is still long, I will cook you well, and you have to repay my anger with pain." Listening to Ai Ching's painful screams, Wu Changqing seemed to be getting more and more excited, and his face became more and more distorted. But he didn't realize that his facial features were distorting towards inhumanity. A dark green smoke permeated from his body and gradually filled the entire maze of the room. This smoke was weird and unpredictable, looming, and entered Ai Ching's body with his breathing. Ai Ching was trembling all over because of the severe pain, his face was distorted and collapsed, and he didn't notice the subtle change at all. "Then let's start with your fingers. You are a reporter, I will destroy the guy you eat." Under Wu Changqing's control, the dark green knife came to Ai Ching's right hand. Ai Ching's fist was clenched so tightly that there was no place to start, and not even a finger was exposed. Wu Changqing's face was distorted and he said in frustration, "How can I start with you like this? It's really a headache." "Then open your fist completely." With a thought, 5 dark green silk threads appeared and penetrated into Ai Ching's fist from the gap. Under a huge force, Ai Ching's 5 fingers were tied and pulled apart by the silk threads, and his 5 fingers were spread wide. Wu Changqing's twisted smile kept appearing. "Then let's continue, Big reporter. The voice became colder and colder, and screams kept ringing. Ai Ching's whole body was trembling with his fingers connected to his heart. He suddenly shook in the severe pain and fainted completely. Looking at Ai Ching who fainted, Wu Changqing naturally would not allow it. He fainted. This is not okay. He was about to walk over to wake Ai Ching up. But at this moment, a terrifying black fire suddenly blasted a wall open. Wrapped in countless black fires, a figure rushed in and landed in the passage where Wu Changqing was. The moment Yan Menjiao appeared, she locked onto Wu Changqing, and a ball of black fire spurted out from her hand, covering Wu Changqing. The violent power made Wu Changqing's face change drastically. With a wave of his hand, countless silk threads on both sides of the wall flew out and blocked him. It turned into a dark green silk thread wall. But the wall made of silk threads was instantly blown up by the black fire. And a figure rushed out of it without any hindrance and rushed towards Wu Changqing. Wu Changqing's face was ugly. He didn't expect that his strength couldn't even resist a flame. Get out of here. The violent dark green light surged out of his body, turning into countless dark green silk threads, gathering into a huge dark green mountain-splitting knife, slashing towards Yan Menjiao who was rushing towards him. Yan Menjiao looked indifferent, and raised her hand and waved it. The black fire gathered and turned into a black crescent of flames, blocking the dark green knife that was falling on her head. Boom! With a muffled sound, two huge forces exploded, and Yan Menjiao's figure paused slightly. At this time, the dark green light under Wu Changqing's feet connected to the surrounding walls, and they seemed to lose stability and fell towards Yan Menjiao. At the same time, Wu Changqing's body flashed out of thin air and disappeared here. The next moment, he appeared by the window, and the wall here automatically revealed a cave. He rushed out with a flip, and laughed wildly, "You can't catch me." His face showed a fierce look, and countless dark green forces in the room continued to explode. Yan Menjiao burst into black fire all over her body, blocking the dark green smoke around her. But Ai Ching was not so lucky. The moment the wall exploded, he had already fallen to the ground. In the explosion, countless fragments flew across the sky, and his back was bright red, covered with various wounds, very desolate. With the end of the explosion, the room returned to its original appearance. The dark green faded, leaving only the black fire, and the somewhat embarrassed Yan Menjiao stood there, with anger burning in her eyes. The House of Everything I Created. Author, Yinian Luan Tianji. Chapter 158. Ai Ching was still covered in dust and blood on the ground. He had already completely fainted and knew nothing. At this time, Yan Menjiao noticed him, frowned, took out her mobile phone and dialed the ambulance. Number 44, Xuanhuan Road, 5th floor, someone is seriously injured, please send someone. After saying that, she hung up the phone without waiting for the other side to recover. Yan Menjiao came to the window where Wu Changqing escaped and looked down. There was a dent on the ground, which was obviously caused by the other party falling from the 5th floor. This guy is so cunning, and the weird power seems to be of the space transformation type. It's so changeable that it's not easy to keep him completely. But when he came in just now, I saw his face was distorted. This is a weird phenomenon. This guy will not live long. The white gloves are really ignorant of life and death. Weird things like weird illusions are not so easy to study. She turned over and jumped down from the upstairs. A ball of black fire wrapped her. The violent black fire gushing under her feet made her fall very slowly. Landing easily, Yan Menjiao narrowed her eyes. The weird people are full of obsession. This guy on the 5th floor seems to be one of the whistleblowers who made Xuanhuan amusement park. Is this guy's obsession revenge? At this time, another message came from her hand. The target is moving towards the second whistleblower of this incident. The address is which Wanchai will you have been to? Yan Menjiao was stunned. It seems that I don't need to take action, this guy is looking for death. Yan Menjiao knows a lot about the dangers inside the Wanchai-Wu. After all, Mo Bai, the genius of the white gloves, also fled from it, which shocked many people. And the manager of the Wanchai-Wu is an external specialist of the Black Clothes Blood Department, representing the official. If Wu Changqing hits it head on, it will be a ghost if it is not broken. But thinking of this, she still walked towards the direction of the Wanchai-Wu. At the same time, he dialed a phone. Ring, ring, ring. The phone rang, and Lin Yi looked down at his mobile phone. There was a name on it, the woman who played with fire. Why did this guy call me? Lin Yi answered the phone with surprise and curiosity. What's the matter? Yan Menjiao's voice was full of laughter. I'll tell you a piece of news, worth 100 gold coins, and it's related to your safety. Lin Yi was stunned when he heard it, and then thought about it. Safety? You don't think someone wants to harm me? Wu Changqing. Lin Yi just saw the video of him and Ai Qing on the internet, and he immediately guessed that it was Wu Changqing who did it. He found that someone had revealed the information about him and Ai Qing under the comments. He immediately notified Ai Qing to be careful, and Ai Qing himself saw it and said that he was ready to go to the shelter. So when Yan Menjiao called, he knew what was going on. Yan Menjiao couldn't help but sigh when she heard this. It seems you have guessed it too. But my news is not that simple. If you are willing, 100 gold coins are not a loss. Lin Yi's mouth twitched when he heard this. He is a money-oriented person. Yan Menjiao was obviously unhappy that he had cheated her out of 50 gold coins yesterday. He probably got some news today and wanted to make money back from me. Thinking of this, Lin Yi pursed his lips. Tisk, the gold coins in my hands have never been returned. I want to see what danger can threaten me. You are really a money grubber. Yan Menjiao didn't expect Lin Yi to be so stubborn. Thinking of the gold coins she gave out yesterday, she gritted her teeth, although the money was not much. But she was very annoyed by Lin Yi taking advantage of her, although the news was true. Thinking of this, she pursed her lips. Okay, I hope you don't regret it. Don't blame me if you lose your life. I've informed you. Lin Yi sneered. Don't worry, I won't die no matter who dies. Good people don't live long, but evil people live 1,000 years. I'm not a good person. After hanging up the phone, Lin Yi's face became serious. Although Yan Menjiao didn't say anything, he could still guess based on the other party's tone. Is Wu Changqing not running out of the city now, but still wants to come and cause trouble for me? It was already 9 o'clock in the middle of the night, and the Wanchai-Wu had already closed down. In the lobby, Lin Yi sat here, his eyes showing a trace of thought. The Wanchai-Wu was filled with a hazy feeling at this time, as if it had become illusory. But from the outside, the Wanchai-Wu had not changed at all. Looking at this atmosphere, Lin Yi frowned. It seems that a strange existence from another world will come tonight. I don't know when this Wu Changqing will appear. There are only thieves who steal for 1,000 days, but no one can guard against thieves for 1,000 days. Just when Lin Yi was thinking, he suddenly had an idea. Something came into the yard. No way, this guy came to the door so soon. He really doesn't wait for revenge. Lin Yi's mouth twitched. He didn't know whether to say that this guy was looking for death or that he was full of confidence. In this Wanchi house, Lin Yi was not afraid even if he faced a person of the second level of the human immortal Dao. With a wave of his hand, 5 illusory figures appeared beside him, hidden in the level of the strange space. Lin Yi walked towards the backyard, came to the corridor, and watched the door leading to the corridor from the backyard being opened. A figure with a dark green light all over his body stood there, and he flipped in from the backyard. The person who came was Wu Changqing on the wanted list. His face was distorted and he no longer looked like a normal person. And his exposed skin was covered with dark green spots. He saw Lin Yi appear across the corridor. His distorted face showed a crazy expression. It's you, who ruined all my efforts. I'm going to kill you, I must kill you. I'm going to make you suffer all the pain before you die. Looking at Wu Changqing, who was obviously abnormal and roaring wildly, Lin Yi frowned. Interesting, Lin Yi saw the problem with the other party with a flash of green light in his eyes. Something in his body was emitting a dark green light. In Lin Yi's sight, the essence of this light was a strange power. An illusory green strange figure struggled to crawl out from the source of the light and continued to merge with Wu Changqing's body. That power definitely reached the level of human immortals. Seeing this scene, Lin Yi couldn't help but smile at the corner of his mouth, with a very interesting expression, looking at Wu Changqing with a squint. A very provocative look. Who are you? Why are you looking for me? I am a good citizen. I don't know a psychopath like you, you should go see a doctor. Otherwise I will call the police to arrest you and charge you with arbitrarily entering a private house. Hearing Lin Yi's words, Wu Changqing, who was already a little abnormal, became even more angry. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The House of Everything I Created. Author, Yinian Luan Tianji. Chapter 159. Damn it, you don't know me. I'm Wu Changqing. I am the chairman of Xuanhuan Amusement Park. I am a white glove researcher, I have power, and wealth. It's all you, a bastard like you, how dare you ruin my plan? Why don't you just die? Trash should die like trash. At this time, Wu Changqing's eyes were turning blue, he seemed to have completely lost his mind, and he was venting countless negative emotions crazily. This kind of venting is accelerating the weird cyan figure emerging from his body. The thing was crawling out from the source of the dark green light little by little, and it had already climbed 3/4 of the way out. It was a human-shaped thing with a green face and only 3 holes, located where the mouth and eyes were. Countless dark green smoke floated out from the 3 holes and continued to merge into Wu Changqing's body, causing Wu Changqing's aura to continue to rise. Under Lin Yi's observation, the aura in the opponent's body has reached its peak, and with just a little more, he can break through to the immortal Dao level. This is just a feeling. The power systems of strange existence and martial arts practice are obviously different. However, Lin Yi could roughly determine the opponent's combat power range through his breath. At this time, Wu Changqing did not launch an attack, but kept cursing at Lin Yi. He was obviously suffering from mental problems. In other words, he was affected by the strange existence in his body, but Lin Yi just watched quietly, enjoying himself. He also has his own purpose, a strange existence at the level of a human being, waiting until the other party completely arrives. After the beheading, the second set of lotus handprints in his body can light up at least 10 handprints. Now he has 51 battery cells. If he lights up 10 more cells, it will be 61 cells. He is only 20 cells short of 81 fingerprints. Compared to the past, which took me more than 10 years to condense the first Lotus Mudra, the time was shortened countless times. Lin Yi also holds great hope for what abilities the second set of hand seals will produce. At this time, Lin Yi looked at Wu Changqing with a smile, kept stimulating him with words, and looked at him with contempt, making him feel angry and resentful. Wu Changqing did not launch an attack at this time, but only hurled crazy insults. He completely lost his mind and could only roar instinctively. However, all these sounds were trapped in the House of Everything, and no sound could be conveyed. In the blink of an eye, for 5 minutes, the strange existence in Wu Changqing's body completely emerged from the source of dark green light. It completely overlapped with Wu Changqing's. Wu Changqing's voice became more and more weird and hoarse, and finally turned into a weird exhalation sound. At the same time, his body was already covered in green, with dry skin and hollow face, gradually turning into the appearance of that strange existence. The strange black hole-like eyes looked at Lin Yi, and a shiver rose from Lin Yi's body. It was a biological instinct, as if he was facing an existence that could make him fall into the abyss. But Xuanhuan's spirit was very clear, and the spiritual waves and essence in his body were circulating, eliminating the instinctive fear. Looking at Wu Changqing, who had completely transformed into a completely different person. Wu Changqing slowly walked towards Lin Yi, countless dark green lights began to fill the air, and strange changes began to appear around him. Dark green threads rose from its feet and spread towards the surrounding walls, turning the corridor into its domain. Lin Yi thought, and 5 figures appeared before, around and around Wu Changqing. The purple corpse monster blocked in front of it, grabbing Wu Changqing's head with both hands. The 2-headed dog appeared behind Wu Changqing, opened its 2 huge mouths, and bit into the opponent's legs. The strange children and absinthe grabbed the arms of Wu Changqing, one on the left and the other on the right. The bad doctor filled the air with countless poisonous smoke, shrouding them all, and forming a siege from the front and back. The sudden attack seemed to make Wu Changqing stunned, and he was instantly caught by the 4 summons. Countless dark green rays of light exploded from it, and countless dark green threads surged out in all directions. But the purple corpse monster's body is as strong as steel, and it cannot cause any harm at all after being touched by silk threads. Absinthe is a pure wraith, incorporeal and of mysterious origin. These dark green threads enveloped him, and he became looming in the next moment, as if he didn't exist. Tentacles of black smoke filled the strange child's body, entangled with these dark green threads, making it useless. The mouth of the 2-headed dog below is filled with countless black ice and fire, covering itself. All the dark green threads will collapse the moment they come into contact with it. As for the outside world, it is shrouded in countless poisonous smoke from the bad doctor. As soon as these dark green threads come into contact with the poisonous smoke, they begin to be corroded and broken. The battle was completely confined to the corridor. The strange Wu Changqing faced the 5 summons and was directly suppressed. After being completely suppressed, no matter how hard he struggled, it was all in vain. In this room of everything, the power of all Lin Yi's summons will be increased, at least 20% of their combat power. The power of the strange object itself will be nearly doubled. The 4 summoned objects began to exert force, pulling the limbs of Wu Changqing in 5 directions. The terrifying power exploded, making Wu Changqing stretch out as if deformed. The neck, arms, and legs were all lengthening, but they could never break it. Seeing this scene, the 2-headed dog and the strange child immediately made more attacks. Black fire and black ice poured out of the 2-headed dog's mouth, burning and freezing Wu Changqing's legs, and quickly spread to its body. The black smoke tentacles of the strange child seemed to have life, spreading into Wu Changqing's body. The bad doctor also controlled the poisonous smoke, spreading to various parts of Wu Changqing's body, accurately avoiding the other 4 summons. As if sensing the danger, this Wu Changqing madly burst out with violent power, trying to break free from the restraints. It made a strange roar, but everything was in vain. The next moment it was drowned by the power of the summons. With a shrill wail, accompanied by a crackling sound, it completely turned into countless fragments. Wu Changqing died. Lin Yi didn't even make a move, and he won this victory. A wisp of black strange power appeared and was quickly sucked into Lin Yi's body. The strange spirit sutra was running, quickly melting and absorbing this strange power, and transforming it into spiritual waves. In his mind, the second hand seal lotus was directly lit up. 61 hand seals are lit up, almost there. With a hint of joy in his eyes, Lin Yi noticed the place where Wu Changqing died. There was a palm-sized dark green substance falling on the ground. The House of Everything I Created. Author, Yinian Luan Tianji. Chapter 160. The strange child picked up the thing and presented it to Lin Yi in a flattering manner. The palm-sized thing was a small and fine model. Looking closely, it was a maze composed of countless passages. Lin Yi suddenly realized, is this the strange thing in the underground maze, a strange thing similar to the strange fantasy maze? It seems that I will add another good thing. Good luck. Lin Yi's mouth corners were about to curl up, full of joy. Outside the Wanqi house, Yan Menjiao had already arrived here. She looked at the door of the Wanqi house with some doubts. As a person on the weird side, she has an unimaginable keenness for any weird power. She immediately noticed the weirdness of the Wanqi house, a weird breath that made her feel suffocated, as if it was directly connected to another world. What's going on? Why is there such a strong breath of another world in this Wanqi house? Will Lin Yi be eroded by another world? Thinking of this, her eyes immediately became sharp. If it was really as she thought, she might ask for help. The area eroded by the alien world is a big deal. If it is not done well, it may even destroy an area and cause a huge disaster. In history, every time this kind of alien force erosion occurs, it will definitely cause countless casualties. Taking a deep breath, Yan Menjiao came to the door of the Wanqiwu and knocked on the door. Dong dong dong. Lin Yi was putting away the strange objects in the maze. When he heard the knock on the door, he turned his head and looked outside. He shouted loudly, "Who is it? It's so late, we are closed." "It's me, Yan Menjiao," a crisp voice sounded. Lin Yi suddenly realized, wait a minute. He said a few steps to the gate and opened the door. Yan Menjiao stood outside, with a layer of black flames in her eyes, looking at him vigilantly. Lin Yi saw Yan Menjiao and smiled, "Hey, why are you here?" Yan Menjiao's eyes passed Lin Yi and looked at the inside of the Wanqiwu. She was surprised to find that the Wanqiwu was very clean inside, without any trace of strange power, as if it had been swept away by something. Her pupils shrank and she looked at Lin Yi. This man made her feel incredible again. "I came to see if Wu Changqing came to trouble you. By the way, see if you are still alive." Lin Yi pursed his lips, "Don't worry, I am definitely alive, but I didn't see Wu Changqing." He denied that Wu Changqing had been here, and Lin Yi also had a purpose. He didn't want others to know that he had collected a lot of strange things, otherwise he might get into trouble. He also got a lot of strange things from the man in black. That is a powerful power system that has existed in this world for countless years. It is far more terrifying than the cultivation path. After all, the cultivation path has only risen in recent years, and the masters are only at the level of the human immortal path. But the strange side is different. I don't know how many terrifying existences are hidden in the dark. If it is revealed that he has collected too many strange things, it may attract the covetousness of these existences. Even in the Wanqiwu, Lin Yi didn't think he could face such a person. Hearing Lin Yi say this, Yan Menjiao frowned. She looked at Lin Yi with some doubt. "Really? It seems that you are lucky. Much luckier than the person who posted the video." "The person who posted the video? You said AI Ching, what happened to him?" Lin Yi looked at Yan Menjiao with some doubts, and suddenly thought of something. "He got into trouble," his face condensed slightly. He had a good impression of this reporter AI Cheng. He dared to launch verbal attacks on injustice. In this era, he is a rare righteous person. He was caught by Wu Changqing and almost died, but his legs are completely disabled, and his right hand is probably half disabled. Lin Yi was stunned for a moment and was silent for a moment. "Where is he now?" "I called the emergency number, he should have been sent to the hospital." Lin Yi frowned. "He is lucky not to die." Yan Menjiao sneered, "This life is over, it's better to die." That's right, Lin Yi thought about it. For AI Ching, this kind of blow might make the other party despair. "Since it's okay, then I'll leave first. You should be careful, this Wu Changqing is not an ordinary person." Lin Yi smiled slightly. "Thank you for reminding me, I will continue to sell it to you next time if there is news." Hearing Lin Yi's words, Yan Mengeo's mouth trembled slightly. Okay. Gnashing her teeth, this time she felt that she was at a disadvantage. Just got the news from Lin Yi, this matter was exposed by someone, she felt that Lin Yi definitely did it on purpose. I wanted to use Wu Changqing's case to get back at Lin Yi, but now it seems that I have failed again. Although the money is not much, Yan Mengeo is unhappy. Thinking of this, he snorted coldly, turned around and left the door of the Wanchaiwu, and walked towards the end of the street. Lin Yi looked at Yan Mengeo who was leaving, and his heart condensed, the new generation of the hospital, Yan Mengeo. It's really quick to act. It's so short to track down Wu Changqing's information and location. Don't underestimate it. Lin Yi never underestimates anyone, especially these organizations that have existed for countless years. I don't know how much terrifying potential there is behind it, which can be seen from the tracking of Wu Changqing. Thinking of this, he couldn't help shaking his head, and a trace of pity flashed in his eyes. I hope Ai Qing can survive. After closing the door again, Lin Yi came to the kitchen, which was the underground passage he dug, leading to a safe place. It was the most suitable place for this weird underground maze. With a thought, his mind was already connected to the weird Rubik's Cube, and the power of the weird illusion quickly extended. It merged into the passage below, and a faint weird power completely merged with the passage below. After opening the passage, Lin Yi walked down, looked at the dark and gloomy passage, and the weird maze appeared in his hand. A faint weird wave enveloped it, and the next moment, the passage began to change. Under Lin Yi's gaze, the passage kept changing, expanding to the surroundings, covering all the space under the Wanchaiwu. The underground of more than 300 square meters turned into a maze, and an illusory maze appeared in his mind. The dark green walls and light emanated from this maze passage, and this place became part of the weird Rubik's Cube. Other weird things simply merged into the space of the weird Rubik's Cube, but this maze model of weird things was different. The space of the active and strange magic cube merged and automatically transformed to form a maze. Lin Yi could feel that the strange power enveloping the Wanchaiwu became stronger, at least nearly doubled. The space of the strange illusion also became more solid, with a more solid feeling.